Oh no, Rachel, daughter of the president of Circia. Boss time. Rachel, no! Reaperman here, and as you can see, I've been having all kinds of fun with my MiSTercade and the PS1 core especially, thanks to this PS1 SNAC adapter, which lets me use all flavors of PlayStation 1 accessories like guns, wheels, flight sticks, and everything else. And this video is a really quick one about a very quick memory card mod that I did to one of these. But first, what are these words about, like MiSTer and SNAC and all that? So MiSTer is kind of a hobby grade retro gaming console that is fueled by an FPGA chip instead of a regular processor, and all kinds of hobbyists out there have put together little cores that kind of simulate these old video game systems that we grew up with, and the accuracy on these can be a bit higher than software emulation. It does come at a bit of a cost. These things are generally not cheap. And SNAC, these are actually controller adapters that go up in what looks to be a USB port up here. This is not a USB port. This is the SNAC port. And SNAC stands for Serial Native Accessory Converter, or, joystick controller. And it basically just allows you to plug all kinds of weird things in. Now, a lot of people will go with these actual USB adapters, and these are a little different. They go into the USB port itself, but I've found that while the latency on these can be low, it's not quite as low, and things like light guns are probably going to get tripped up. They also don't know how to react to really oddball controllers, because when they designed those USB controllers, they weren't really thinking, hey, some clown's going to plug up a Chinko controller into this thing or something weird like that. So for all your really weird stuff, SNAC is definitely the way. Now, they do come in many flavors, and I guess to demonstrate it here, I've got a Super Nintendo one, and I've got a whole Chinese set of old SNAC controllers, but the newest of the SNACs, probably because the core is fairly new, is this here PlayStation 1 SNAC. Now, there is a problem with PlayStation 1 SNACs that's unique to PlayStation, and that's that the memory card is actually linked to the controller port. So if you're using, say, controller port 1 off the SNAC, you're using memory card port 1 off the SNAC. And this thing has absolutely no memory card like plug-in on it. So what one of the guys on Atari Age did is he noticed that, of course, they've got pin headers, these little 9 pin headers down here for memory card 1 and memory card 2, and he built up a neat little memory card adapter. It's also worth noting that there is an AliExpress Chinese version of one of these that I'm sure I'm flashing up on the screen now, and though it takes a while for shipping, it looks like that one. It's got the controller ports on it, so everything should be good. And I'm just talking about this little eBay one that I'm sure a lot of people are buying these days. Now, I didn't really have the parts to do the memory card mod. I didn't have the headers, and I didn't have perf board on hand or anything like that. So instead of that, I took the lazy way out, and I actually just cut down one of these sub boards off of a PlayStation, and I used controller 2's memory card and controller port on controller 1 over there. And the reason I did that is it actually looks like controller port 2 goes straight up into the memory card, and it looks like controller port 1 actually loops some of the memory card stuff over to controller port 2, or it comes back or something like that. And I didn't want to have to jump wires after I cut it, so that's why I used controller 2. But if I was to do this on the other side, I'd get out my multimeter and test for continuity between the memory card and the controller slot there. So I just cut that off. And really the extent of the mod, and I'm honestly surprised this works so well, is I just balled up solder on the controller ports on this side, and I balled up solder in the holes after I desoldered the connector down here, and then I just bridged them together, and then I just added glue for stability. Now, the original controller port is a through hole. It looks like it's bridged, but it's really not, so it was kind of a beast to get off, and in retrospect I wish I would have just cut it off. But yeah, that's all that was involved. I just put this thing on, and gosh, it just worked, and I've been having a blast with it. So one thing you do have to watch out for on these, and I've got like a memory card here with a light on it, is there actually seems to be a limit for what you can draw on 5 volts out of these. And I'm not sure if it's just the SNAC or if it's the SNAC and the USBs. It seems to be the SNAC and the USBs, because sometimes, and this memory card with a light on it, sometimes this memory card comes up as red, and then I unplug a bunch of things, unplug the card, plug it back in again, and it comes up as green, as in ready to go. And it isn't indeed possible that the whole reason that I'm having that problem is that I'm using a memory card with a light on it, but you know what, I'll never learn, I guess. But yeah, be aware that if you have too many 5-volt accessories in there, you may not have enough power to read the memory card. Other uses of this thing are you can actually set SNAC 1 to be, or SNAC port 1 to be used, pop your memory card in, and then actually copy saves off of your old memory cards up into the virtual memory cards on the SD card. And that's kind of a convenient thing. Or you can go back and forth. And I've been doing that a little bit, trying not to restart too bad in Gran Turismo 2. Excellent game. Don't use one of these wheels though, use a better wheel for it. Like most of the wheels are handheld wheels, but there's some handheld wheels that are built for Gran Turismo type games and others that are built for Ridge Racer type games, and this is definitely on the Nijicon side of it. But anyway, I think I've been rambling on long enough, so I'll leave you with some game footage here, and until next time, Reaperman out. Okay, let's have a look inside. I've actually got the control panel kind of lifted up and pulled down. It's right down here. And this is what I've got going on with my second MiSTer here. This is a MiSTercade setup, and the SNAC connector on that one is the USB port that's back here and back. The rest of these USB ports are actual USB ports in here. So hooked up to the SNAC, I've got my memory card. It's got its green LED going, and then I've got the Guncon up here, of course. And the rest of the USB ports, I've got a wireless keyboard receiver for my little wireless keyboard mouse there. I've got a couple micro SD adapters, and I've got the power for my HDMI recorder. So I'm pretty well ready to go here. Let's have some fun. Okay, and now I've got Gran Turismo 2 up. I've turned the volume on the music off because that's all super copyrighted 90s stuff from Sony. And I've got my favorite of the wheel controllers to use with Gran Turismo in my hand. This is a Mad Catz, and it's actually a really nice little wheel. It's got a joystick on it for full compatibility. Let's get into Grindelwald from the Clubman Cup here. Grindelwald is the best reason to play Gran Turismo 2. I don't think that track has come back since. Certainly not in 4, 5, and 6, which are my primary Gran Turismo games. I'm in a little MR2 right now, so I may be really ill-equipped for this race. I don't know. This is the Clubman Cup, so could go with any like power level for this. I have no idea who I'm racing against. Looks like a fun little roadster of some kind in front of me there. I'll be way at the back. Is that an S2000 maybe? Yeah, it looks like an S2000. My analog control works great. Is that a Lotus in the yellow? I think that might be a Lotus in the yellow next to me here. This track is so good. Whoa! Unintentional drifting fun there. I think I'm already in last place, but that's okay. We're not taking this one too seriously. Whoa. Brakes up the hill. This control's really nice. I forgot that it vibrated and stuff. This is a really good controller. And these are only like 20 bucks. For some reason, PlayStation 1 controllers, like I say, are super inexpensive, even for the weird ones. You can get like a pachinko controller for 20 bucks. I think Nijicons are like 40 though. So most of the reason I did this mod was for the Namco arcade ports, because they never seem to be able to save data to slot number 2, which is really the only thing that is keeping the stock SNAC converter from actually working great. Now, MiSTer Add-ons just released theirs, and I was kind of surprised to see that there weren't any, well, didn't look like any kind of memory card ports on it. Maybe they're off the HDMI, I'm not entirely sure. Because they've got a little bit non-standard SNAC setup. They have their reasons, but I'm not going to go into those. I'm a little underpowered for this, but not bad. An MR2 probably shouldn't be keeping up this well with like a Lotus and an S2000 here. Whatever the rest of these cars are. That white one looks intriguing. Oh, I didn't brake, but that's the Gran Turismo way. We got a Gran Turismo in these guys. Suddenly I am near the lead. It's me and the S2000 that is slowly pulling away from me. Whoa. This is one of my favorite Gran Turismo tracks here. It's a shame that it's just not in any of the games that I regularly play. I think my favorite Gran Turismo track is El Capitan, and I believe that's exclusive to Gran Turismo 4. I don't think it's in any of the other ones. But some of the Gran Turismos I have not played very much. Is that a Jaguar? It's keeping up with the pack nice. Oh, jeez. Just kind of bumper carsing through this one. Bye, S2000. Apparently I can out-accelerate you. Oh, I tried to kill him on the barrier. This video is going to be a pain to sync up. Oh. Lotus is knocking into the rear view mirror there. Finish! First place. Now let's see what I won here. I beat whatever a Venturi Atlantique is. Oh, that's that thing that I must have called a Lotus the entire time. Brand new MR2, look at that. Okay, and let's go ahead and demonstrate like a memory card save transfer here. Let's go ahead and get the on-screen recording going. And I've got the SNAC hooked up to this wheel, but the wheel has a joystick in it, so there shouldn't be any problem. Card number 2 is actually a digital card that's already on the MiSTer. So we just go in here. We find something on card number 1 that we want to copy over, which will be... Boop, boop. I guess we will copy Ridge Racer Turbo Mode data. Copy file. And then after this, the only thing left to do is to open the on-screen menu. Remember to do this, or else your memory cards won't save. So just look for that status saved in there. Now let's get back to some gaming. Oh. That's one hit. Ooh. Oh no! Rachel! Daughter of the president of Circia! Boss time. Rachel! No!